I saw recently on the diabetes football community page that there's a team of you guys that are playing futsal together, and there were like 3 or 4 faces that I recognized immediately from like the Instagram diabetes community. What's it like now? Like if you could, going back to like, we talked about the struggles during your teen years and at the beginning of diagnosis, like when you think about that journey, you think about that process, and you see today, with a group of 8 to 10 people all living with diabetes, doing what they love and just having a fun time, playing futsal together. Obviously it's just like a community football game. It's not the Super Bowl, it's not the World Cup, but you go out there, do you come out of the game or you leave those feeling like, wow, I never thought this would happen, or I'm so glad that I have this community now?
Yeah. So when I posted, that was the first game that I've ever played with the diabetes football community. And I'll shout out Chris Bright, who is the founder of the diabetes football community, really great guy. And when I finished just driving home, I felt like 10-year-old me after I'd finished playing football, just a little kickabout, or soccer, but futsal soccer. So just, yeah, there was just a real buzz about it. And I think it's just the small things of, obviously in the UK, when it comes to kind of diabetes technology and access. So everyone, well, not everyone, but you would look around, I'd look around and I'd see like Libre, like sensors, or somebody would say, oh, my Dex or whatever, or there was a comment of my levels have gone up into the 20s, again, multiplied that by, but the levels were on a higher scale, but it wasn't like panic. It was, oh, this is a consequence of sport. This is what happens. And so that sort of stuff was just normalized. And it wasn't weird if maybe you had to, I don't know, if somebody had to just take a break, or just have a juice, have some sweet, or people checking their levels at half time. And I just left there feeling like I was just honestly like a 10-year-old again. And I know that probably sounds so like but I was just buzzing. I was absolutely buzzing when I left, and I think 10-year-old me would have been so happy to have known, it's a long time to get there, but there's actually this community of people who like football like you do, and they also have type 1 like you, and it's such a great thing. And that community has brought a lot of people together. There's obviously got a WhatsApp group, and there's just different, it's just a real community there. And Chris has definitely created a safe space for people living with type 1 and who are interested in futsal or football.
That's so cool. And big shout out to Chris Bright. He and I have chatted a few times over the years. And I think, like you said, just normalizing, I need to sit down and treat a hypo in the middle of a game and nobody questions it. That's just that, like the value of that. In AirTrade, and I have talked a lot about diabetes camps and, going to diabetes events so that you can experience something like that. But people enjoying the same activity that they've loved their whole life and getting to do that alongside with people with diabetes is just so impactful.
It's cool when diabetes isn't an interrupter, but it's like an optimizer. Like it makes the experience better instead of making the experience worse. Because I've noticed it's like, I like to think of diabetes almost like as salt sometimes, because like sometimes it's terrible and too much, and sometimes it's just right and it's perfect. Because like sometimes diabetes can be amazing, like right now. Because all the things Dan said so much that I was just like, bro, right here. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. Is like with those experiences, diabetes is the thing that makes like the cherry on top, or the salt that makes it perfect. So that's amazing. I know Rob can relate with his basketball games. He be going, even when he gets dunked on, he be feeling real good after them games because the diabetes didn't interrupt. So yeah, I get it. I think we all do.
First of all, no one has dunked on me.
I'm dead.
I just want to go.
I saw his face.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I want to put that out there. No one is dunking on me. However, I am not as young as I used to be. I will say that. But it's okay. I'm aging gracefully. You guys were talking about it. You guys were talking about, getting older and, not expecting to live past 25. And, I think for me, like I also was like living in the moment and not really thinking down the road. And, I'm just, these days, like my mindset had to shift. and I felt it in my heart when you were talking about connecting with people, playing futsal together. I'm just so grateful for my body that I woke up this morning and I stepped out of my bed and I can go live today. And that, I think after I turned 30, that really started happening for me as I started to age. And like, wow, I'm so grateful for my body that it's been through all of this crap and it's been through all of these, just all this balance and all this BS. And I'm still here today. And I think, and I can still do what I love. I can still connect with people. And man, I really like, I could have jumped through the phone when I saw all you guys take that photo together on that futsal game. It was so cool to see.
Yeah, it was really good. It was good. And yeah, I know what you mean. Just touching on about our bodies going through so much and actually still being here and still being able to function. Yes, it's an amazing thing.